Rightio, we asked you in the Facebook group, imagine you had all the money you ever needed or wanted. What would you do with your time and focus? Well, John would run Envisage Property, wouldn't you?
Sure would, but Luke would develop the local wheelchair basketball scene in South Australia. Very good, Luke.
Yeah. Kelly, care for the aged persons in my community, take them places, spend time with them.
Glen,
not me,
with a double N, flip houses and start a YouTube where I mow older and needy people's lawns for free. It's a noble gesture.
Miriam, I would teach people to read.
Michael says I would create my own law firm and provide free legal advice.
Pro bono.
It'd be busy.
And Sherrard, apologies if I can't pronounce that, I'd open my senior staffy centre for the oldies in shelters who don't have a hope of adoption.
Staffy?
Staffy.
Staffy.
Like the dog.
Oh, Staffy. Yep.
They can live out their last days free roaming the fields and swimming in the creek in the day and then snuggling up in comfort at night.
Yeah, good.
Oh, same
Glenn does another shot at
back.
it. We'll get him twice. Start a podcast and play around with its name and a logo a few times before sitting on just being a boatie.
Oh,
wow,
that
is
a stab.
Backhander.
That is a stab.
It did get some support though.
It really did. Meg, I would spend my time volunteering to provide healthcare for people experiencing homelessness and domestic violence. I work in the public health system, and just this week I discharged a man from the ED with a plan that I know he will not have the capacity to actually follow up on because there isn't appropriate services at the hospital. He'll inevitably fall through the cracks. This is not an isolated case, and I just hate it. It feels it's the worst feeling in the world.
This is my favourite. Beck says, spend time in politics trying to advocate for change that is actually needed. Open an animal rehab/aid centre, volunteer time to women escaping DV, travel and broaden the mind, read, give generously to good causes.
Oh, there's a freaking second page for this one this week. I'm not reading that long one. Aaron, I'd paint as much as I possibly could, dedicate my life to art probably.
Samantha, probably annoying my
husband. You can do that
husband.
now. Most artists don't have any money.
Samantha says, probably annoy my husband and helicopter parent my kids.
Christy said, photography projects, mainly wildlife and travel, and get super fit. Well, you can actually get super fit now if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I always think with the super fit bit, like the more time you up your sleeve, the more you put things off, I reckon.
So, wildest thing happened. I haven't told you this yet.
Right.
Had a lead come in to the Get Help.
Yep.
And I sent them to a financial advisor who I thought, so the situation was, hey, because I'm keeping it anonymous, around 40-ish, got good super, got some money that has come in. I'm like, oh, inheritance. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, it's a lot. Oh, yeah, it must be a typo or whatever. So sent it to an advisor. They got on and say, hey, if you want to talk to us this afternoon, like literally let us know. And they talked this afternoon. And I saw that reply and I'm like, that's interesting. Must not have been a typo. And I've only done this twice, actually 3 times. One, someone wrote in and there was like going through cancer, like terminal prognosis. I said, hey, if you want to jump on the phone, like I'll do what I can. Another time was a complex retirement thing. And then this time I said, hey, I don't usually do this, but if you want to just give me a chat as a third party, happy to have a chat. They won a Powerball, $30 million.
Wow.
I thought the 30, and I thought, oh, is it a type? Is it 3 million? Oh, and I sent them to an advisor that could handle 3 million or 30 million. And I'm like, no, I don't know if it would be a typo because they've literally put 30,000,000. Anyway, so I got on the phone to them the other day and she's listened to the podcast for years.
Wow.
They
no longer needs to listen.
No longer, this is literally, and it was just a an interesting, fun discussion.
Wow.
They're like, look, the right type of people. Like, look, we really don't want for anything. Like, we don't know what to do. And I talked to them about things to kind of look out for.
Yeah.
I said, look, people may come out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
They're not really going to tell extended family.
Yeah.
They do want to help their siblings, and one of side of the family they're literally not helping because I think there's been some craziness and all that. If they got a sniff, it would just be and so basically at the time of recording they probably have received the money in their account.
Jeez.
And they're not going to do anything for a good 6 months. As soon as the money hits the account, they're actually going to resign. They weren't in professional like accounting or lawyer type roles, but there was a good household income.
Okay.
I think they had $400,000 left on their mortgage.
You're right. Capital city. Like
Yeah.
Good.
And they're like, yeah, we don't. She even said, oh, literally, I was fueling up the other day, and I'm like, oh, I still put the cheap E10 in because I'm like, and so I'm like, yeah, and this is the psychology you're going to have to work through.
Yeah.
And they're like, I said to them, you just broadly give some, save some, spend some.
Yeah.
They want to do a bit of charitable stuff and potentially a charitable trust and all that.
Yeah.
And I said, guys, even while the money's just sitting on a Macquarie CMA or whatever for 12 months, money's not your problem anymore.
Nah.
You guys need to work out what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And she's like, oh, I'm interested in this thing and I want to do that. I'm like, awesome. And he's like, oh, I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, okay, what did you like doing when you were a teenager? Like, I've seen too many people come into money and it wrecks their life.
Yeah.
And
no longer a drive for something is the purpose.
So, and I said to them, they're like, oh, yeah, we're thinking about maybe going to Fiji for a week to just celebrate. I'm like,
go for a month.
I'm like, 1, it's the Maldives.
Yeah.
2, it's a month.
Yeah.
And 3, it's business class.
Yeah.
And I said to them, if you blew $100,000, and I'm good at spending other people's money, but I just wanted to give them context.
And yours.
And mine. Really great at spending mine. If you blew $100,000 over the next 12 months and you did some traveling, doesn't move the needle.
No dent whatsoever.
I said, the problem you have, and I've actually got to email them this afternoon. I said I'd recommend some books. I said, you've got to read the book The Millionaire Next Door, The Millionaire Next Door. Because I said, the problem you'll get if you get on that slippery slope and it's like, I need that Gucci bag, it's $5,000, and they're not those people. Absolutely not those people. And I said, tomorrow when the money arrives, clear the mortgage. They're thinking about helping one of the sisters out or whatever, not telling them, but saying, hey, we've got someone we know has a rental property that they can rent it to you for like a quarter of the price. And they buy it through a trust and have a real estate manage it so that they don't know. So they're being smart with it.
Do you reckon you can become one of those people though?
What we find when you come into wealth suddenly, it just amplifies your personality.
Yeah.
If you're an absolute cockhead with money, guess what?
Yeah.
Andrew Tate comes to mind. Some of those rich, smug tennis players come to mind. It amplifies who you are.
Yeah.
But if you're, and she's like, I'm so glad that I put the work in with my spending and we're really good. I don't think it's going to wreck these people.
Yeah,
and
they got the foundations.
But I said to them, I'm like, yeah, the day after that money's in your account, the mortgage is paid off. Sure, go and buy 2 cars, $50,000 each, if you want or need. Like, it's just,
it's exciting.
it's not moving the needle.
No.
And I said to them, like, look, I'm happy to be a sounding board. I'm referring them to another advisor. They've talked to another. Did you listen to the episode I did with Woodbury Private about managing money for high net worth people?
No, I saw the marketing on it.
Yeah, so I'm going to introduce them to the team at Woodbury,
Yeah.
going to introduce them to some other advisors who I know and trust, and they've spoken to a private bank. And I said, the thing is, the principles that apply to if I had $500,000 or 30 mil, they're pretty similar. we're not doing anything that's high pressure and urgent.
Yeah.
We're just doing this at our speed.
Yeah.
If we don't vibe you and if we don't think we're a vibe, we're not doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. You can really get a good team of people
And
around
then-
you and make some key
And realistically, you know, I'll send this to them as well. Like, it comes down to, okay, so what are we going to do? Sure, buy that $3 million house.
Yeah, you throw a couple of properties in there.
Well, and I said to them, like, I think I said, that's what I'm going to say now. It's like, if you wanted to build a little property portfolio, get someone like John, just tell him he's $5 million or whatever. Can you get us a little, 5 properties or go to a commercial one but within that, they're going to get the advice that, okay, if you do it, it's going to be through this structure and all that.
Right.
So,
yeah.
did that guy ever get back to you, my ex-client who literally had, I think, 5 or 10 million in cash?